Going on, guys? Happy Sunday, happy Super Bowl Sunday, and welcome to Waxman Weekly number 5. My name is Josh Waxman, and I am the owner of Lee's Hoagie House of Temple University and Center City. And I am coming to you live today with a tip on understanding the skills of success. I understand today is Super Bowl day, and tonight in about a half an hour, 55 people are going to be named the world champions of football. And what that means is that they are successful. They had one plan, they had one dream, they had one goal, and they accomplished it. All right, there's only going to be one team that wins the Super Bowl. There is only going to be 55 people, and this percentage, 55 people times 32 teams, whatever that percentage is probably about the same as how success works in every other industry. Now, usually what happens is that there are many people in the world. There are 8 billion people in the world, and only 3% of them are passing around 97% of the money. And then 97% of the people are passing around 3% of the money. So why does this happen? And what skills do you have to learn? And what skills do you have to create as your own personal habits to reach this point? Okay, and when I say this point, I mean this point of you being happy, this point of you being successful. And again, success is not a destination. So this point is not a physical point in time. It's a place of being. It's a state of being. And it requires a few simple skills that are practiced daily over a long career so that you can learn and understand the repetition and experience of success. And then you can live the good life. Success, running a business, owning a business does not give you freedom, does not give you time freedom or financial freedom at all. In fact, owning a business and becoming successful usually does the exact opposite. So it's important that you really are conscious of where that you are going. It's important that you're conscious of what you're doing every day. And it's important that you're conscious of the skills that you're learning every single day. If you're not learning new skills, if you're not mastering your craft, then you're not getting any closer to success. And this is exactly what I want to talk with you guys about tonight. So I see some of you guys are on the line. Sophia Eisenberg, thank you for joining. Alvis, what's going on, man? Me and Alvis go back to Camp Green Lane 2011. Got Carly Trudgeon and Lisa. How are you doing tonight? Lisa works over at the Lee's Hoagie House in Fairless Hills, and I'm sure she was working really hard today as well. I just got home from our busiest day of the year, Super Bowl Sunday, and all of this, everything that I do every day has to be on my path of success, has to be on this destination, on this route to my destination, or it doesn't really make any sense. So I'm going to break down for you right now the 4 skills of success, the 4 words of consciousness, and how they relate to each other. All right, so the 4 words of consciousness. All right, I'm going to use these to lay out the skills of success for you guys. Fred Siegel, thank you for joining. Joseph Cummins, what's going on, man? I'm still waiting for Joe to come into the store so I can meet him in person. I'm looking forward to that day. All right, so the first word of success is awareness. All right, and awareness is the number 1 skill of success and the number 1 word of consciousness. And the reason for this is because as you raise your level of consciousness, you will also raise your level of awareness. And when you raise your level of awareness, you'll be able to see things that other people don't see, hear things that other people don't hear, feel things that other people don't feel, touch things that other people don't touch, and smell things that other people don't smell. Okay, and it sounds crazy, but it's not crazy, it's real. Consciousness is not crazy, success is not crazy, this is real. Okay, so when you understand, which is the second word of consciousness, when you understand these differences, the reasoning, that you feel these heightened senses, that you see these different things, then you'll realize that you're stepping into a place of higher level consciousness that other people, 97 to 99% of the world, have not tapped into and don't understand. Okay? So when you understand, you will surrender your ego. You won't care about the things that you know, because the things that you know have been put there in your brain by other people. So you can understand. You don't get. I don't get it. You understand it. And I know I that's a typical word, a phrase in American society. Do you get it? Yeah, I get it. A get is a force word. You don't want to get it. You don't want to ask people, yo, do you get it? You want to ask them, do you understand it? And if they say yeah, then you want to say yeah or yes. Okay, you're looking for a commitment. You're looking for an understanding. You're looking for somebody, very few people, one person out of the many people in the world that is conscious, that you can create a team with, that you can collaborate with, and that you can understand. And when you understand somebody and they understand you, whether it's in a business relationship or a friendship or a intimate relationship, you still have to be coachable. You still have to surrender your ego, because your ego is going to come in and tell you that this is hard, and tell you and give you all these negative feelings. This is hard. This sucks. And this is going to be tough. Everybody, what is these people going to say about you? What are they going to think about you? And you have to understand. You have to understand that this is going to happen. You have to understand that when you plant your seeds in your garden, the crows and the animals are going to come try and eat them. Okay? When you plant your seeds, you have to fertilize them. You have to tend to your garden. You have to watch your garden, because other people are going to come and tell you that your garden is not as good as their garden, that your garden is going to be attacked. They're going to come try to get in your garden. So you have to build a fence around this garden, around your mind, and stand guard at your mind, so you only understand the things that you have to understand. You don't get distracted easily. You don't get overwhelmed easily. And you don't get stressed out easily, because you know. Okay, and when you know, which is the third word of consciousness and the third skill of success that I want to talk to you about, when you know, then you will not be denied. When you know, then there is no doubt. When you know, there is no space for doubt, because you know. And when you know, you know. Okay? Do you understand this? You have to know that you know. Period. And when you understand this concept, I know that I know, you're not being a know-it-all, you're not being arrogant, and these are words I've been called, you're not being arrogant, you're not being a know-it-all, you know. And unfortunately, in American society, when you know too easily, then other people come down on you for that. If you're in school and they ask you, what's 2 plus 2, and you yell out 4, you're going to get yelled at because you didn't raise your hand, and it's rude to interrupt, and all the other people that don't know yet are still thinking about it. And this is stuff that used to happen to me all the time. I would finish my test first, and because I finished my test first, other people would be like, what's he doing? I would be scared to turn my test in after like 5 minutes, because I think that other people that would take an hour to do it would feel bad. And the only reason I felt these feelings is because my teachers told me, Josh, other people feel bad when you hand your test in fast. Other people don't like that you know the answer before them. Well, that's just too fucking bad. But when I was in 6th grade and 9th grade, I didn't have that kind of confidence and that kind of esteem. And this is really what knowing is all about. Because when you know, right, you know that you're good at something and you're confident in that thing. I know that I'm good at making hoagies and cheesesteaks. I'm confident that I can run a Lee's Hoagie House franchise. But when you are confident about something, confident is about something else. And esteem is about you. When you have self-esteem, it's I am good, I am great, I am good at me, I understand me. Not I understand hoagies and cheesesteaks, or I can be good at running a hoagie restaurant or a franchise, but I can be good at running myself, and I can be good at understanding myself, and I trust myself, and I know myself. And the more you learn about yourself, the more you'll know yourself, And the more you'll increase your consciousness, and the more you'll in turn increase your level of esteem. And this is something that a few years ago, in August, it'll be 2 years, so about a year and a half ago, I realized I actually went to an event for Jeffrey Combs, and I came home and I cried all night because I realized I have so much confidence and I had no self-esteem, or very little self-esteem. I had a big ego. I knew I was cool. I knew I was fun. I knew I was going to crush it. I was going to be successful. But I didn't feel good about myself. And so since then, I've been really working on being okay with myself and loving myself. And even I just said that, see my awareness right away. No, I don't want to be okay with myself. I want to love myself. I want to be so happy with myself and so grateful for myself, for everything that I've learned and all the skills that I'm doing. And, I'm learning, and it's tough to take a step back and be proud of yourself, and not be proud of yourself, because pride, there you go again, is a forced word, but be accepting of self and be grateful for self and be loving of self and be joyful of self, because most people are not. And then because of that, you seem to attract other people, situations, businesses that you don't want to be in, whether they're toxic relationships, or whether it's a job that you didn't plan on doing, or whether it's moving to a city that you didn't want to move to and you don't like it there, right? These are all things that you have to know because you've worked and you've worked on yourself and you've talked to yourself. And, what's up, Brandon and Jake? Absolutely. I will absolutely give my man Tano a shout out. Me and Tano, by the way, Tano and I played on the 2011 Wissahickon Trojans football team together, and I'll touch a little bit about this in a second, but it was really cool to watch him and watch other people that become successful. And when you see the work that Tano was putting in when we were young, right? When you see the work that I was putting in when I was young, we're going to be successful. It's not because Tano's 6'7". There's a lot of 6'7" people out there. It's because he was working his ass off when we were younger. And it's because he was an animal. There's a lot of 6'7" people in the world, more than you think, that are playing in the D League or playing semi-pro football. It takes a different caliber person, and if you're not that person right now, you don't have to say I'm not that person, I can't be that person, because you can change. And when you can change, then you can trust where you're going. And this is the fourth word, and the fourth skill that I want to touch on is trusting self, and trusting the future, trusting the present, and trusting your past. Trusting that this is the path that you're supposed to be on, and this is where you're supposed to be right here, right now, in this moment. And sometimes it is hard to understand that, but you have to understand it because of all these things. You're aware. You might not understand it right now, but you know that you're doing everything that you can. You know that you're doing your best, and you trust in the process. And if you know that you're doing the best that you can, you trust in the process, and you're consciously raising your awareness every single day, then it doesn't really matter how or why it's happening. It just know that it is happening. There's a lot of things in consciousness that do not make sense that you just have to understand. And this is another concept that took me a little while to understand, but it's a trusting thing. It's about seeing it before you believe it. And it's pretty fucked up that the quote is, I gotta believe it before I see it. And that's stupid. Why would you need to see it? Why would you need to see it before you believe it? You have to believe it before you see it. I said that backwards before, but I want you to understand this. It's not about seeing it before you believe it. It's about believing it before you see it, because everything that happens in your reality is a direct reflection of what you see in your mind. So right before Tano steps onto the field at not Hard Rock, I think it's Hard Rock Stadium, I'm not sure what it's called now, but onto the field tonight, he is visualizing tackling Jimmy Garoppolo many, many times. He is picturing ripping through the offensive line so that when he walks in there, he knows and he's aware of the plays that they're going to run. He understands when two running backs come into the backfield that they're going to be an I formation, that it's probably going to be a run play. He understands this. He knows that when they drop back and they pass, that he is going all out to go get the quarterback, and he trusts that he's been working really, really hard all year and all season to make that happen and make that play happen. And this process, it takes years and years of repetition and experience of building these skills so that you can create great habits. And no, I'm not watching the Super Bowl. I haven't watched a Super Bowl since I was 10 years old, and beside being in Miami for 2 years, but I've worked every single Super Bowl since 2005, and this is what I love to do, and this is why I do what I do. Obviously, I trust that what I'm doing is going to pay off right now. I have a lot of debt. I have a lot of problems every day, a lot of things to take care of, a lot of fires to put out, a lot of people that I've attracted into my business that are not the best, a lot of situations that I've attracted into my life that are not the best, but I trust in myself, and I trust in my destination, and I trust that where I'm going is where I want to be. So you don't stress about it, you don't overwhelm about it, you don't create anxiety about the future, because you trust the future and you trust the universe to guide you where you're going on this path, that you've made these choices to get to where you are consciously, that you've decided everything up until this point. And it's just really, really important to trust and to connect the dots in your head before they actually happen in real life, because they probably won't happen in real life unless you connect them first in your head. All right, so really, really go back and listen to this multiple times. This is a video that I would watch over and over again until I understand what I'm saying. And if you don't, please message me. Please watch the next video next week, because I will be breaking down understanding the habits of success, which is how you take these skills and work on them daily, over and over again, one day at a time, so that you can create the compounded effect, so that you can start having these results, start attracting the people into your life, start feeling the energy that you want to feel every single day, because this is exactly the way that you want to be all the time. You wake up at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning on fire. You go to work out, you go exercise, you go meditate, and you are in the zone, and you go work your ass off all day, and you come home and you're pooped and you're tired and your feet hurt and your back hurts, but you know that this is what you're supposed to do. You understand that this is the path that you're on. You trust that this is where you're supposed to be doing, and you were aware of all of these things when you first started. So really take a step back and realize that you always are where you're supposed to be, and that you are on this destination to get to this big goal. There, you want to be out there 5, 10, 20 years from now, but the skills that you practice today, right now, over a long period of time, for the next 3, 5, and 10 years, is going to determine the level of success that you are at. And that will determine the life that you live. So if you want to live the good life, start practicing these skills daily, add them into your routine, create dedicated blocks of time so that you can be successful. Thank you guys very much. Josh Waxman, owner of Lee's Hoagie House of Temple University in Center City. You have an amazing day. Good luck, Tano, and good luck to both teams in the Super Bowl tonight. I'm looking forward to watching the end of the game and celebrating the success of whoever wins. To me, my team is not in it, so I love watching success. I love watching people do great things, and I love winners winning. So thank you guys very much. Happy Sunday. We are moving into the second month now of 2020. Have an awesome night and an awesome week. I will be back next Sunday night, February 9th at 9 o'clock, right here on Facebook Live. Have a great night, guys, and thank you again.